Pioneer fans, Pioneer JV men's basketball is live and on the air. We are live at the main gym here at Pioneer High School, where it is Dexter coming in to take on your Pioneer Junior Varsity men's basketball team. Game starts in about 5 minutes and 42 seconds as it is counting down. After that, right around 7 o'clock, we will have the varsity squads face off, and we will have both of those games here on ArborBroadcasting.com. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you for your support of these teams. We're very, very grateful. The freshman team played right before this, and at halftime, Dexter had an 18-17 lead. Then they pulled out to a 28-19 lead at the end of the third to finish off. Dexter put in a big three-pointer right at the end to bowl ahead and won 41-37. Pioneer had the lead as much as just 1 minute out to go. So big game between those two. Now the JV squads are squaring off, looking to pick up a victory here and then. It is the 4-7 Pioneer varsity men's basketball team taking on the 2-8 Dexter squad. Big SEC matchup between those teams, as we are now going to play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back with your opening tip-off. You're watching Pioneer Men's Junior Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Again, you are watching Pioneer Junior Varsity men's basketball as it is Pioneer taking on Dexter here in the main gym at Pioneer High School. As both teams gathered around, their coaching staffs getting last moment instructions, clock counting down to about 3 seconds left. As we will hop right into the opening tip, as they don't have the starting lineups or the national anthem for the JV squad. Out there is McDonald, as well as Arnett, Keeler, and trying to see. Also out there is Boydston for Dexter. For Pioneer, Lee is out there, Harrison, Houston McCoy, Tyson McCoy, and Powell on the far side, as it's going to be Lee and Boydston to tip off as the officials giving last moment instructions to both squads. Looks like, by the way, Harm is the 5th Dreadnought who is out there. Dexter in there, away black jerseys with the maroon numbers on the front and back. Dexter in black lettering on the front and the gold around the maroon. Pioneer in their home white jerseys with the numbers in purple on the front and back. Pioneer in black lettering across the front, purple piping and around the shorts. Got everything set up and we're getting ready to go here as, again, it's Boydston versus Lee to tip off. It's the official. Sets the ball straight up. Tip Lee. Getting it back over to Harrison. Harrison has it for Pioneer. Now over to Tyson McCoy over half court. That tip back over to Harrison on the near wing. Harrison dribbles to his right. Gets to the free throw line. Kicks that back to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy right on the blockades. Dribbles to his right. Now moves it over. Houston McCoy on the far sideline. Into Powell. Powell puts up a three-pointer. That off the rim. Pulled down onto the far side. That grabbed. And here comes Dexter the other direction as Rickener has it. Rickener coming down the far side of the paint. That shot just low. Pulled down. Here comes Harrison the other direction for Pioneer. Over half court. Scoreless so far. That tip back. Now Houston McCoy for 3. That hit off to the side of the rim. Coming down the other direction is Rickener. Rickener has it on the near wing, being watched by Harrison Rickner. Comes that tipped away and gets it just before it goes over half court. Rickner handing it off over on the far side to Harm. Harm comes top of the key. Harm into the near corner, getting that over for Keeler. Keeler comes over onto the near wing, over onto the far wing for Rickener. Rickener gets down to the near elbow, then from the far corner, shot three-pointer. That went off the rim, fell away. Arnett with that three-pointer shot. Here comes Tyson McCoy, the other direction for Pioneer. Kicks it into the near corner. Harrison coming down the baseline. Harrison trying to put it up. That tip blocked from behind by Keeler. Scoreless so far. 6:38 left to go here in the first. Pioneer to inbound baseline left. Powell gets that over Lee. Over to Tyson McCoy, now into the near corner. There is Powell for a three-pointer. Rims out, but a good rebound by Houston McCoy. He goes up, whistle, and that is going to be a foul.
Foul is on number 32.
So that is going to be a foul on Keeler. Houston McCoy has it at the free throw line. Dribbles the ball. Bends the knees, puts it up. That off of the glass and off the side of the rim, falls off to the far side. One more coming for Houston McCoy. 6:29 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Houston McCoy trying to break into the scoring as that up and in, nothing but net. 1-0. Pioneer has the lead. McCoy with his first points of the game. That ball out of bounds. Dexter maintains possession as that is going to be Harm. Inbound, baseline left as he'll actually have it on the near sideline, just in the corner to our left. And inbounded now, coming back over that, tipped out of bounds as Harrison getting a hand on it, trying to make it hard for Arnett to fire it ahead. So again, that'll be baseline left to Harm to inbound. Harm gets it in. Now that moved over on the far side, bringing out his Rickner. Full court pressure by Pioneer as Arnett gets it over half court. That's stolen away. Here comes Harrison the other direction. Gets it over to Tyson McCoy. Back. That put up by Houston McCoy. Rolls around and in. Houston McCoy has 3 points. Pioneer up 3-0. 6:05 left to go. Full court pressure continuing for Pioneer's JV men's squad. And pulled back over by Rickner. Rickner gets it over on the near side for Harm. Harm into the paint as that is going to be a foul on Tyson McCoy. One foul on Pioneer, one foul on Dexter with 5:55 left to go. Dexter to inbound, baseline right as Harm gets that into the far corner. Harm on that far wing. Now that shot by Arnett. It just goes short, pulling it the other direction. Here comes Powell. Powell for Pioneer. Gets into the far corner. Harrison for three. That hits up high off the rim. Houston McCoy with the rebound. Gets it over to Harrison. Harrison bounce pass over to Lee. Lee gets it underneath the paint. Puts it up off the back of the rim. Rattles home. 2 points for Lee. 5-0. Pioneer with the lead. 5:26 left to go here in the first as Dexter brings it ahead, trying to break the full court pressure as they get it over to Rickner. Rickner quickly into the paint, trying to get it over to Meeker, and a whistle. That is going to be Tyson McCoy's second foul. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Dexter. As Harm, that is going to be Rickner. Inbound, baseline right underneath his own basket. Rickner gets that right underneath that put up, blocked a little bit. Boydston puts it up and then fires it in. As that is going to be Boydston's first points, 5-2. Pioneer with the lead with 5:04 left to go. Al Kikani has it on the near wing. Gets over to Harrison. Harrison comes on the near sideline, being watched over there by Rickner. Harrison moves it over to Powell on the far sideline. Powell gets a screen from Houston McCoy. Now Powell on the far wing. Powell trying to go into the far corner. There is a whistle. As that is going to be Dreadnought ball. They will inbound. Pioneer continues the full court pressure as they move it over on the far wing to Arnett. Arnett skies it over to Rickner. Rickner back over to Arm over half court. Trying to get it underneath. That put up by Boydston off the rim, pulled down the other direction. Here comes Pioneer. Al Kikani down into the paint, puts up with the right hand and in. Al Kikani has 2 points, 7-2. Pioneer with the lead. 4:23 left to go here in the first as they get it over to Rickner. Rickner quickly ahead to Boydston. Boydston underneath, puts it over as that falls off of the rim, but then put in as that was Keeler with the points. 7-4. Pioneer with the lead over Dexter. Harrison has it just inside of half court by about 5 feet. Being watched over there by Rickner. Now on the near wing. Houston McCoy into the near corner for Al Kakani. Al Kakani back top of the key for Powell. Powell being watched by Harm. Now Powell dribbles to the right, comes down the far side of the paint, kicks it off to Harrison in the far corner. Harrison down the baseline, as that's going to be a travel over to Dexter. 3:43 left to go here in the first. 7-4. Pioneer with the lead. Dexter inbound, baseline left. Harm to inbound. Gets it over to Rickner. Rickner trying to get it back over to Powell. Powell bringing it ahead, as that now moved over on the far wing. Getting it underneath to Boydston. Boydston puts it up, that off to the near side of the rim. Falls away. Keeler trying to put it up. That's just a little too strong. Coming the other direction is Pioneer. Powell has it on the far wing. Powell gets into the paint. Picks up his dribble. Gets it back over. Houston McCoy coming down the far baseline. That is going to be a step on the baseline and out of bounds. As that'll actually be a foul on Houston McCoy. That'll be his first foul. 3 fouls. Says 2 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Dexter. Is bringing it ahead is Rickner. Pioneer is pulled off the full court press. That tipped by Harrison. Now Rickner has it over on the far wing. Picks up the dribble, trying to kick it underneath. That put up off the side of the rim by Smith. Pioneer with the rebound. Here comes Powell over half court. Pioneer up. 7-4 as Powell has that tipped away from behind. Here comes Dexter the other direction as Smith into the paint. Smith puts it up with the left hand, just a little too strong, pulled down by Powell. Here comes Harrison the other direction for Pioneer, gets it underneath as Houston McCoy trying to put it up, that deflected from behind, and I think it went out of bounds off of Dexter as Pioneer's ball. They'll inbound baseline left. 3:27 left to go here in the first. 7-4. Pioneer with the lead and the ball. As Powell skies it up. Al Kakani has it on the far sideline. Al Kakani gets it back over to McVicker. McVicker traveled as at plant foot drug, and that is going to be Dexter ball. 2:33 left to go here in the first. 7-4. Pioneer up by 3 as that inbounded by Harm. Now Rickner brings it ahead. Al Kakani picks him up halfway up the backcourt. Now bounce pass. Rickner gets that over to Boydston. Boydston trying to get it underneath. That put up and in by Smith. Smith with the finger roll. And it's a 1-point game. Pioneers 7 and Dexter 6. 2:11 left to go here in the first. Houston McCoy gets it back over to Powell. Powell working against Harm. Over on the far wing, McVicker puts it over to Al Kakani on the far sideline. Al Kakani back over to Rink. Rink, top of the key, now picks up his dribble. Over to McVicker. McVicker spins with it, trying to escape pressure by Boydston, going in and a whistle. That is going to be a foul on Boydston. Boydston picks up his first foul. 3 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on Dexter. Powell inbound, baseline left, 1:48 left to go here in the first. Pioneer up by a point as McVicker gets it over to Rink. Rink swings it over to Al Kakani. Now Powell in the near corner. Powell comes down the baseline. Powell puts up with the right hand, off glass and in. And Powell has his first points of the game, 9-6. Pioneer with the lead as Rickner brings it over half court. Al Kakani watching him. As that put on the near wing, over for Richards into the near corner. Trying to pull it away and put it down as Arnett. And a whistle. That is going to be Pioneer ball. 1:20 left to go here in the first. 9-6. Pioneer with the lead. Rink gets it back over to Powell. Powell brings it ahead. Over half court for Pioneer. Powell comes top of the key. Now on the far elbow, Powell picks up his dribble, gets it over, racing over. Rink puts it into the far corner. Now that lifted all the way back. Powell just inside of the blockades as Blair gets it into the far corner for Rink. That bounced up high off the iron and over the glass. That will be out of bounds to Dexter with 57.4 seconds left to go here in the first. Pioneer with the 9-6 lead. Dexter, Rickner brings the ball up court. As Al Kakani picks him up right at half court. Now Rickner on the near wing. Rickner Picks up the dribble, kicks it over. There's a shot by Arnett that goes just wide to the near side. Pulled down by Houston McCoy. Over to Al Kakani. 37 seconds left to go here in the first. Pioneer up by 3, 9-6. Al Kakani for Pioneer moves it to Houston McCoy, top of the key. Houston McCoy on the far elbow. Back over to Powell. Powell makes his way around the arc. And top of the key, Powell gets a screen from Blair. Now that moved over to Al Kakani on the far sideline. 16 seconds left to go here in the first. Over on the near wing, Powell has it. Powell loses the dribble, gets it back. 8 seconds left to go here in the first. 9-6, Pioneer with the lead. Al Kakani gets it back over to Powell. Powell with 1 second left to go puts up a three. That falls just short. 9-6, Pioneer with the lead at the end of one. So Pioneer with the 3-point lead. Let's play a quick message from the MHSAA, and we will be back with your second quarter action.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Smith to inbound for Dexter right in front of us. 8 minutes up on the clock, starting the second. 9-6, Pioneer with the lead. Rickener comes over half court. Rickener being watched there by Powell. Moves it over on the far side. Gets it back from Arnett. Now into the near corner to Smith. Back to Rickener, top of the key. Rickener comes to the free throw line. Back over to Smith, bounce pass underneath as that goes all the way into the far corner as Houston McCoy tips it away. Here comes Harrison for Pioneer. Pioneer up 9-6, 9:34 left to go as Harrison just on the near side of the paint gets it over to Blair. Blair puts it up and off of the glass to the near side. Now Houston McCoy gets it blocked underneath. Harrison trying to pull it down, but that grab by Arnett. Now Rickener quickly ahead to Smith. Smith gets blocked up by Harrison. On the near wing, Rickner comes top of the key, trying to get it underneath. And over to Smith with a long two-pointer, putting it in. That is 4 points for Smith, 9 for Pioneer, 8 for Dexter. 7 minutes left to go here in the second. Harrison has it for Pioneer. Top of the key as he's working against Rickner. Over to Blair. Blair being watched by Boydston. Now Al Kakani has it back. Now Kakani moves it over to Houston McCoy on the far sideline. Now over to Powell. Powell. Now comes top of the key. Moves it back over to Harrison on the near wing. Harrison gets a screen from Blair. Puts up. 12-footer. That pulled down. Now coming the other direction. Richards with the rebound for Dexter. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Here before halftime as Rickener has it for Dexter. 1 point lead by Pioneer. Rickener, double team, gets that back over to Arnett. Arnett working against Harrison. Trying to get it into the near corner for Smith. That one pass just a little bit off target. That's going to be Pioneer ball with 6:20 left to go here in the second. Pioneer 9, Dexter 8. As Harrison brings it ahead for Pioneer. He comes over half court. Harrison. Bounce pass, top of the key, over to Houston McCoy. Houston McCoy kicks it over to Lee on the far wing. Lee, bounce pass underneath the Powell. Powell steps back over to Harrison. Harrison avoids pressure by Rickener. Harrison coming down the baseline. That moves back over to Al Kakani on the near wing. Now here comes Powell, and that off of the rim. Off the back of the rim, the front of the rim. Dexter with the rebound. 21, as that is a foul on Houston McCoy. That is his second. 4-2, 4 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on Dexter. Pioneer with a 1-point lead, 9-8, 5:45 left to go here before halftime. As trying to get it underneath to Richards. Richards puts it up high and off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Richards, gets it over to Rickener. Rickener trying to come down the near side of the paint. That off the glass, pulled down by Rickener. Gets it back over to Snyder. Snyder on the far wing. That tipped down, pulled down by Al-Kikani. Quickly ahead to Harrison for Pioneer. Harrison down the paint, puts it up. And off to the near side, just a little too strong. Tipped away as Smith had it, but knocked away by Houston McCoy. That is going to be Dexter ball with 5:17 left to go before halftime. Pioneer 9, Dexter 8. As that ball tried to escape out into the concourse there, out into the hallway. Snyder to inbound, baseline left, gets it over to Rickener. Dexter down by 1, chance to take the lead here. Rickener comes over half court as Harrison picks him up there. Rickener gets over to the far elbow, puts it into the far corner for Snyder. Now there's a three-pointer off the rim, off the glass. Trying to pull it down was Harrison, as that is going to be off a Pioneer. That will stay Dexter ball, 4:38 left to go here before halftime. Snyder to inbound, baseline right. Snyder skies it over, that grab by Smith. Smith on the near wing. Smith. That tipped away, grabbing it. Powell. Here comes Powell for Pioneer. Powell down the far side of the paint, puts it up, rolls it up and in. As will that count? Yes, basket counts.
Basket is good. Foul is on number 0, Scott Smith.
Smith picks up his first foul, 4 on Pioneer, 3 on Dexter. Powell has a chance to make it an old-fashioned three-point play and extend the lead to 4 as it's 11-8 Pioneer with the lead. Shot is up and good by Powell. Powell with 5 points. That makes it 12-8. Pioneer with the lead. 4:50 left to go here in the second. Snyder brings it in over to Smith, back to Snyder. Harrison picks him up just before half court. Snyder gets over half court. That tipped away by Harrison, as it'll be tipped again all the way back into the backcourt. And pulled up as here comes Rickener over half court. Rickener tries to dribble behind the back, pressure by Pioneer, as that's over on the far sideline for Smith. Smith kicks it over to Snyder on the near wing, and that whistle. And that goes over to Pioneer, traveling against Dexter. 4:21 left to go before halftime. Pioneer up 12-8. As Pioneer will inbound, baseline right. Powell there, speaking to the official as they're chatting. And the official blows the whistle, gets it over to Powell. Powell, bounce pass over to Harrison. Harrison bringing it ahead for Pioneer. Harrison coming down the near sideline, being watched by Rickener with some full court pressure. Over half court.
Delayed game warning for the Pioneers.
So delay game warning on Pioneer. Powell to inbound right in front of us. Powell gets that over to Harrison. Harrison gets over half court. Harrison comes top of the key. Now Harrison coming down the far side of the paint. That is blocked by Keeler, and that'll be a jump ball as he got his hand on it. That's possession arrow Pioneer's way. Pioneer to inbound, baseline left. They have the 4-point lead. Powell gets over to Lee in the far corner. Now Kikani on the far wing. Over to Harrison, top of the key. Now to Powell in the near corner. Puts up a 3. That off of the rim wouldn't go. Coming the other direction. Here comes Dexter down by 4 with 3:50 left to go. Into the far corner. Dexter for 3. That off of the rim. Pulled down as that was Arnett with it. And tipped away. Al Kikani has it on the far sideline. Al Kikani. Bounce pass underneath the Lee. That tipped away. Battle for it. Lee dives to the ground. Kicks it back over to Harrison. Harrison over to Powell. Just off of the center. Powell coming down the far side of the paint. Kicks it back over to Harrison. Harrison on the far wing. Harrison comes to the near elbow. And all the way back over to Al Kikani. Al Kikani being watched by Snyder. Gets it back over to Powell. Top of the key for Rink. Rink comes to the far elbow. Now over to Powell. Powell works his way down the side of the paint, trying to put it up. Whistle before he can get it up. Basket waved off.
Pioneer, foul number 20 for the net.
That is going to be a foul on Boydston. Number 4, Pioneer to inbound, baseline left, bounce pass as Harrison puts it up and in, as that is going to be a foul on Arnett. So basket is good for Harrison. That's his first points, trying to make it a 3-point play. 14-8, Pioneer with a 6-point lead, trying to make it 7. Harrison at the line. Harrison spins the ball. Dribbles, bends the knees, puts it up. And off of the front of the rim, and Harrison trying to get his own rebound. And out of bounds. That is going to stay Pioneer ball. 3:04 left to go. Here in the second before halftime. Pioneer up 14-8. 4 fouls on Pioneer, 6 on Dexter. So one more foul. That will put Pioneer into bonus, shooting 1-1. Powell to inbound, baseline left, gets it over to Harrison on the near wing. Harrison works his way around the arc. Comes back out right around the blockades. Working against Arnett. Harrison comes to the free throw line. Over to Al Kakani on the far wing. Al Kakani gets it over to Rink on the near wing. Working against Harm. Rink over to Harrison. Harrison comes down the baseline from the near side. Over to Al Kakani. Al Kakani for 3, and he hits it. Al Kakani with 5 points. That makes it 17-8. Pioneer with the 10-point lead. 2:33 left to go here before halftime. Into the near corner. Harm works his way down the baseline. That is going to be a whistle.
Foul is on number 3 for the Pioneers.
Rink picks up his first foul.
Rink.
5 on Pioneer, 6 on Dexter. Dexter inbound baseline right with 2:28 left to go. As that inbounded by Harm, stolen away by Harrison. Harrison brings it ahead for Pioneer, skies it, now Rink on the near wing. Rink picks up his dribble, gets it over to Powell on the far wing. Powell fires up a 3, that off the front, the back of the rim wouldn't go. As Powell, the 3 ball, not being kind to him today. Rickener coming down the near side of the paint, that tipped up high. Keeler gets it back over, now that floated up high off the glass and in. Putting that in is Bush. Bush has his first points of the game, he has 2. 17-10, Pioneer with the lead. Rink has it for Pioneer with 1 minute 50 seconds left. That's a long 2-pointer. That goes off the glass. Rebound by Lee for Pioneer. Over to Powell. Powell, all about the 3, comes down the far side of the paint, puts up the finger rolling in, and Powell has 7 points. 19-10, Pioneer up by 9 with 1 minute 33 seconds left to go. Rickener brings it ahead for Dexter over half court. Rickener on the near wing. Rickener picks up his dribble, that pulled away by Powell. Powell into the paint, puts it up with the right hand and spins it down. Powell has 9 points to lead all scorers, 21-10. Pioneer with the 11-point lead, 1 minute 13 seconds left to go. As Rickener trying to bring it ahead, and stolen away by Harrison. Harrison over to Powell. Powell puts it up, off glass, wouldn't go, and grabbed, trying to pull it down. Harrison underneath. Dexter has it, 1 minute left to go. Dexter brings it ahead. Rickener being watched by Harrison. Rickener gets over half court. Moves that over to Bush. Bush working against Al Kakani, and a whistle, and 50.5 seconds left to go here in the second before halftime. Powell takes a breather. Pioneer 21, Dexter 10. Or, excuse me, Powell not with a breather. He was just inbounding. Rink gets it back over. That'll be over and back. As that will be Dexter ball with 46.9 seconds left to go here before halftime. 11-point Pioneer lead. Harm to inbound for Dexter just in front of the scorer's bench. Back over to Rickener. Harrison picks him up there. Rickener over half court. And Rickener has that tipped away, gets it back. Rickener about 3 feet inside of half court. Rickener gets that moved over to Boydston, trying to get it underneath. Stolen by Blair. Blair over half court for Pioneer. Gets over to Powell. Powell puts it up off glass. Wouldn't go. Coming the other direction, Rickener for Dexter. Pioneer up by 11. Rickener floats it over on the far side to Richards. Richards double team. That poked down. Here comes Blair. Blair ahead to Harrison. Harrison into the paint. Puts it up off glass. Rattles in. Harrison with 4 points. That makes it Pioneer 23. Dexter 10. Dexter quickly ahead. 5 seconds left to go. Rickener trying to come in between into the paint. Contact made. Harrison picks up his first foul. That is the 6th on Pioneer. And with 3.2 seconds left to go before halftime, Dreadnoughts need to inbound as Gary comes in for Pioneer. Gives Harrison a rest. That tipped up high in the air. Hold down, three-pointer shot, and off the side of the rim. Wouldn't go. Pioneer with the lead at halftime, 23-10. Pioneer with a 13-point lead as the JV squad comes out for Dexter in their gray warm-ups, and they're getting out warmed up. Pioneers varsity squad out in their purple warm-ups, shooting things around as we have about 9 minutes, 44 seconds left here at halftime. During the varsity halftime, we will have our scoreboard, intermission scoreboard report. They just don't, not a lot of JV scores are reported to the MHSAA for me to do that during JV halftime. So we'll step away. We'll play some messages from the MHSAA. We will be back at the half. Actually, let's go over points for each person. So Pioneer has the lead 23-10 at halftime, leading all scorers. Powell has 9 points. 5 points for Al Kikani, 4 points for Harrison, 3 points for Houston McCoy, and 2 for Lee. Tyson McCoy has 2 fouls, 1 foul on Harrison, 1 foul on Rink, and 2 fouls on Houston McCoy. Smith on the other side leads all scorers on Dexter with 4 points, 2 for Bush, 2 for Boydston, 2 for Keeler. 2 fouls on Boydston, 1 on Smith, 1 on Arnett, and 1 on Keeler. And that's where we're at. That's our intermission box score. As let's step away, play a few messages from the MHSA. You're watching Pioneer Men's Junior Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We're just about to head into the third. At halftime, it is Pioneer 23, Dexter 10. And only 2 players have 2 fouls. For Pioneer, that's going to be number 21, Houston McCoy. For Dexter, that's going to be number 20, Boydston. As Harm will inbound it right in front of us for Dexter. Dexter in the black jerseys, Pioneer in the home whites. Harrison comes in. Get that inbound. Arnett has it coming over half court for Dexter. Dexter down by 13. Gets that over to Harm, top of the key. Now moves it over to Keeler on the far wing. Keeler into the far corner for Arnett. Arnett works his way to the near elbow, puts up a shot from there. That goes just wide to the near side. Tipped out of bounds off of Pioneer. That will stay Dexter ball with 7:42 left to go. Here in the third, Harm to inbound, baseline left. Harm thought about it, now trying to get it over that tip, but pulled down by Boydston into the near corner. Three-pointer, that off of the rim, falls off to the far side. Rebound by Dexter into the far corner, as that's put up by Boydston off to the near side. Houston McCoy with the rebound. That right in front of us, trying to keep it in is Harm, and Dexter has it underneath the basket. And poked it out of bounds. That's going to be Pioneer ball. 7:21 left to go here in the third. Pioneer with the 23-10 lead. They have the ball. Tyson McCoy has it. Tyson McCoy, I think, has 2 fouls as well. I forgot to mention that. Houston McCoy gets in, puts it up off glass, just a little too strong. Pulled down, coming the other direction. Pulled Pioneer trying to get it, the ball loose. And picked up by Rickener, coming the other direction by Dexter. Pioneer 23, Dexter 10, 7 minutes left to go. Rickener bounce pass underneath. That put up high by Keeler, out of bounds. That is going to go Pioneer's way. Powell inbound, baseline left with 6:55 left to go. Here in the third. Substitutions. Lee goes out, Harrison in. Harrison coming down the far sideline for Pioneer. Full court pressure by Dexter. Harrison gets it back over to Powell. Powell has that tipped away. Dexter with it, moving it underneath. Tipped away from Boydston. Now on the near wing, Rickener. Rickener trying to come to the free throw line. Flips it back over, racing down in. That got in over to Boydston. As that is going to be a foul on Blair. First foul on Pioneer this half. As quickly the ball out. Top of the key now, trying to make his way into the paint was Harm. That is going to be a foul on Harrison. Harrison with his second foul. 2 fouls on Pioneer this half, none on Dexter thus far. As Harm to inbound, baseline left. That ball trying to come, tipped away by Harrison, out of bounds. Dexter with it, 6:24 left to go. As that inbounded all the way back over, Rickener has it just inside of half court. Rickener comes over on the near wing. Rickener now comes over, works his way around the arc, comes down the far side of the paint. It's that whistle. And Harrison picks up his third. Oh, sorry. It's going to be on Blair. It's Blair's second. Thought they said 2 for a second. So, Rickener at the line, bends the knees, puts up the first shot, puts it in. That is his first points of the game. 23-11 now, 12-point lead. Rickener trying to cut it down to 11. And up and in, Rickener with 2 points. It is now 23-12. 11-point lead for Pioneer with 6:12 left to go. 4-court pressure by Dexter. Rickener tips it away. That goes out of bounds. Powell to inbound on the near sideline. Powell has it on the near sideline. Now Tyson with it. Just on the baseline, moves it over to Powell. Powell coming down the near side. That tipped up to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy over half court. Tyson McCoy moves it over. That put up by Harrison. Rattles around and home. Hit the rim on each side. Goes down. 6 points for Harrison. 25 for Pioneer. 12 for Dexter, bringing ahead. Rickner on the near wing. 5:45 left to go. Rickner loses the handle. Out of bounds. That is going to be Dexter ball. The officials have a better view of it than I do. 5:43 left to go. That tipped away by Houston McCoy, trying to keep it in. That all the way out to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy out for Pioneer. Down the near side of the paint, puts it up off glass. Wouldn't go down, rolled around, but a blocking foul. As that is going to be on Rickner. Rickner picks up his first foul.
Foul is on number 2 for the Dreadnoughts.
3 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on Dexter. As Tyson McCoy to the line. So toe the line, bends the knees, puts it up. And off the front of the rim, falls off to the far side. One more coming for Tyson McCoy as breather for harm coming in is Meeker. Tyson McCoy, one more shot coming, puts it up, and that goes in. Tyson McCoy with his first points of the game. 14-point lead for Pioneer, 26-12. Dexter quickly ahead as they get it over to Boydston. Boydston into the paint, puts it underneath as that put up by Keeler. Keeler puts it in. He has 4 points. Pioneer bringing ahead, 5:22 left to go here in the third as Harrison puts it up quickly. That hits off the rim, pulled down. Houston McCoy puts it up. There was a foul as he went up. 26-14, 12-point lead by Pioneer.
Foul is on number 2, Gabe Rickner.
Rickner has his second foul. 3 on Pioneer, 2 on Dexter's. There's a young gentleman for Dexter down as he gets lifted up. We hope he's all right. That is Keeler. As he is slowly being helped off the court. Good round of applause by both of these fan bases. We don't want to see any of these young athletes injured.
Checking into the game will be number 4.
As coming in is Richards.
Jake Richards.
As Keeler walking very gingerly over to the side, over to the bench. Houston McCoy puts up and puts it in. First shot good. That gives Houston McCoy 4, trying to make it 5. Back to a 13-point lead, trying to make it a 14-point lead here. Houston McCoy, next shot is up and off the front of the rim. That pulled down. Here comes Dexter. Pioneer by 13. Quickly the other direction. Arnett down the baseline. That blocked by Blair. Blair, as that grabbed, it looks like it's a jump ball. Possession arrow points Pioneer's way. Powell inbound, gets it over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy bringing it ahead. 5 minutes left to go here in the third. Pioneer up 27-14. Quickly underneath, trying to get to Powell. That pulled away as coming the other direction into the far corner. Underneath, that put up just a little strong by Richards. Trying to pull it down is Blair.
Foul is on number 4.
There's going to be a foul on Richards. 3 fouls on Pioneer, 3 fouls on Dexter. Tyson McCoy has it. 4:45 left to go here in the third. Pioneer up 27-14. And Scott all the way over to Harrison. Harrison over half court for Pioneer. Harrison comes to the free throw line. Bounce pass underneath to Tyson McCoy. Oh, that rolls off the rim to the near side as Boydston has it. Now gets it over, racing ahead with it. As that was Rickner who gets it over to Arnett. Arnett comes to the near wing. Arnett being watched by Tyson McCoy. Gets it to Rickner, top of the key. Rickner coming down the paint, puts it up. That rolls up and in. Foul called. That is going to be 4 points by Rickner.
Basket is good. The foul is on number 1, Tyson McCoy.
Tyson McCoy picks up his third foul. 4 fouls on Pioneer, 3 on Dexter. Rickner at the line, shooting 1, trying to make a 3-point play, trying to get it back to a 10-point game, and he hits it. Rickner with 5 points, 27-17, Pioneer with the lead. Full court pressure continues by Dexter. Tyson McCoy gets it over to Houston McCoy. Here comes Tyson McCoy for Pioneer, back over to Powell. Powell for 3, and he hits it! Powell with 12 points, and that makes it a 13-point lead 30-17 for Pioneer. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Arnett has it in the backcourt. Tyson McCoy watching him. Arnett for Dexter on the near wing. Arnett trying to get it underneath. Tipped out of bounds by Harrison. That is going to be Dexter ball as the security guard has to go chasing that down the hallway. 3:44 left to go here in the third. 30-17, 13-point lead for Pioneer. Dexter to inbound the ball, baseline left as that's Meeker with it. Meeker gets it over to Rickner on the near wing. Down the baseline, puts it up off the side of the rim, pulled down to the far side. Here comes Pioneer. Tyson McCoy ahead with it, gets it, and up and in by Powell and the finger roll. 14 points for Powell. That makes it 32-17. Pioneer with the lead. 3:27 left to go here in the third. That's skied all the way over. Powell tips it out of bounds, goes into the Dexter bench. That will be out of bounds. Dreadnought ball with 3:23 left to go here in the third. As Meeker gets it inbounded, or trying to get it inbounded. Now that pulled down by Boydston. Boydston works his way around the arc. Kicks it back over to Rickner on the far sideline. Rickner into the far corner, trying to come down the baseline. He loses an edge and goes down along the baseline. Gets helped up. He looks like he's all right. Rink comes in as a substitute. Dexter ball, foul. I didn't see who the foul was on for Pioneer. Although probably Tyson McCoy, as he just came out, that would be 4 fouls on Tyson McCoy. And Rickner with the 3-point shot. That off the rim, falls off to the far side. Rebound for Richards for Dexter. Richards bounce pass, that's stolen away by Harrison for Pioneer. Harrison coming down the near sideline, over half court, trying to get it over to Powell. Powell on the far wing. Pioneer up 32-17. Powell into the paint. And up and in, but no basket. As Meeker gets the foul. 5 on Pioneer, 4 on Dexter. Powell to inbound. Baseline right, gets over to Harrison on the near wing. Thought about it, gets a screen from Houston McCoy. Now Harrison puts it up, that off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Meeker. Here comes Dexter the other direction. Dexter down by 15, 32-17. As into the near corner, that put up by Smith. Smith for three-pointer, that rolls around and out. Jump ball. Possession arrow points Dexter's way. They'll have it. They'll inbound it baseline left. 3:23 left to go here in the third. Pioneer trying to stop Dexter, keep the lead at 15. That ball inbounded to Rickner. Now top of the key over to Meeker. Meeker gets it back over on the far side to Smith. That one just wide to the near side. Trying to pull it down is Richards. Richards has that knocked away by Powell. Pioneer has it. Powell with the ball, bringing it up court. Pioneer with the 15-point lead. Powell, top of the key, steps back, moves over to Houston McCoy for a 3. That off the rim. Down, rebound by Dexter. There's going to be a foul. That's going to be on Houston McCoy. That will be the 6th foul on Pioneer. 3rd on Houston McCoy.
Pioneer, number 21, Houston McCoy.
Smith to inbound on the near sideline. 2:11 left to go here in the third. 32-17. Pioneer with the lead. Rickner brings it ahead for Dexter over half court. And tipped away. Harrison knocks it out of bounds. Trying to make it. Kicks it over. Now Dexter to inbound on the near sideline. Smith comes over to inbound. Rink watching him. As that ball into the far corner for Rickner. Down the baseline. As he will run into Harrison. They're going to call a blocking foul on Harrison. Harrison picks up his 3rd foul. That is 7 fouls on Pioneer. That will put Dexter to the line. They're going to have him shooting 2. And now they are in the bonus. Harm coming back in as Rickner toes the line. 2 minutes left to go here in the third. First shot up by Rickner. That falls off to the far side. It must have been 1-1. Makes sense. That brought the other direction by Powell. Over half court for Pioneer. Powell, top of the key. Powell coming into the paint, puts it up. Trying to put it up with the left hand. Foul. 1 minute, 51 seconds left to go. As that is going to be a Dexter foul.
Excuse me, the foul's going to be on number 20.
That is going to be Boydston's third foul. Pioneer 32, Dexter 17. Powell inbounds, baseline left, gets that over to McVicker. McVicker on the far wing. Over to Al-Kikani. Al-Kikani over on the near wing to Powell. Powell keeps it inbounds. Powell moves it over to Rink on the near wing. Rink being watched by Smith. Gets a screen from Blair. Rink onto the far elbow. Gets it back over to Al-Kikani. Al-Kikani hands it off to Powell. Powell just inside of half court. Powell gets a screen from McVicker. Comes over on the far wing. Puts up a three and hits it. Powell at the second three of the game. 17 points for Powell. 35-17. Pioneer with the lead as Dexter has it into the far corner. Pulled back away. Here comes Pioneer with 1 minute 9 seconds left to go. Here in the third, Powell puts it up off glass. Fell off the near side of the rim. All the way back. Pioneer with the rebound. Al-Kikani top of the key. Al-Kikani hands it off to Powell. 56 seconds left to go here in the third. 35-17. Pioneer with the lead. Powell into the near corner. Al-Kikani for three. Oh, off. Hit the rim. Near side, far side. Wouldn't go down. Ball went out of bounds. That is going to be Dexter ball with 46 seconds left to go. As that is a 17-point lead. Right? No, 18-point lead for Pioneer. I can do some basic math. And inbounded by Dexter. Now bringing it ahead is Harm. Harm over half court for Dexter, down by 18. 39 seconds left to go in this quarter. This is the third.
The fouls on Pioneer for three, Rink.
Rink puts up his second foul, as that is going to be the 8th foul on Pioneer. As taking the shot is Harm. Harm bends the knees, puts it up, and puts it in. Harm with, let's see, that's his first point of the game. Gets it down to a 17-point lead, trying to make it a 16-point lead. Harm with one more shot coming. Harm puts it up, puts it in. Harm with 2 points. Pioneer 35, Dexter 19, 35 seconds left to go here in the third. Full court pressure by Dexter as Rink gets it over to Powell. That tipped out of bounds off of Smith. Pioneer ball with 29 seconds left to go here in the third. Powell the inbound right in front of us. Timeout called. Let's take it with them. We'll play a little bit of push on as you're watching Pioneer JV basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. Pioneer up 35-19. 29 seconds left to go here in the third. Pioneer up 35-19, 16-point lead by Pioneer. Rink comes over to inbound on the near sideline for Pioneer. Gets it into Al-Kikani. Al-Kikani brings it ahead over half court for Pioneer. Picked up there by Harm. Now over to Powell, double team. Powell dribbles down the far sideline. Powell trying to make a move is grabbed, and that is going to be a foul on Arnett. That's Arnett's second foul. That is going to be the 5th foul on Dexter. 2 more. That'll put Pioneer in the bonus. Powell has it on the far sideline. Over to Al-Kikani. Al-Kikani being watched by Harm. Now hands it off to Powell just inside of half court on the far corner. Now that dished into the near corner for Rink. Rink trying to fire it over. That pulled down by Arnett, and that will do it for the third at the end of 3. Pioneer 35 and Dexter 19, 16-point lead for Pioneer. Let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA, and then we'll head into the 4th quarter.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We'll have two more broadcasts coming up this evening. As at 7 o'clock or thereabouts, we will have the Pioneer varsity squad, men's varsity basketball, taking on Dexter. As the varsity groups from these two teams will clash. And at 7:30, it will be Pioneer women's hockey as they are taking on Grosse Pointe South. That'll be from the East Side Foundation hockey rink. And James Wiseman will have the call of that game, as we will have both of those coming up later this evening. 8 minutes up on the clock here in the fourth, 35-19. Pioneer with the lead. Tyson McCoy brings it over half court. For Pioneer, double team comes quick. Tyson McCoy gets it over to Lee in the far corner. Lee over to Powell. Powell double teamed in the far corner, trying to get it back over. That tipped off of a Dexter player. It should be Pioneer ball as they will inbound right in front of their bench. Powell to inbound. That gets over to Harrison. Harrison over on the far wing. Harrison over on the near wing, trying to get it to Houston McCoy. Just out of his reach, tipped away. Pioneer to inbound on the near sideline. Tyson McCoy to inbound. Gets it over to Harrison, about 5 feet inside of half court. Double team comes quickly over to Houston McCoy on the far wing. Houston McCoy back over to Harrison. Harrison tries to split the double team, trying to fire it over. That's stolen away by Dexter. Quickly the other direction. Ball on the ground, out of bounds. Pioneer ball. 7:27 left to go here in the fourth. 35-19, Pioneer with the lead and the ball. Harrison gets it over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy over half court. Over to Powell at the free throw line. Back over to Tyson McCoy on the far wing. Tyson McCoy double team. Gets it over to Harrison on the near wing. Now over to Powell, top of the key. Powell comes over on the near wing. Bounces it into the near corner for Harrison, and that is going to be a travel. That'll be Dexter ball. 7:08 left to go here in the fourth. 35-19, Pioneer with the 16-point lead. Dexter with the ball as traveling called. That'll be on harm. Pioneer with the ball. 7:04 left to go as Powell will inbound on the near sideline. Right in front of the Pioneer parents. That gets over to Tyson McCoy just inside of half court. Tyson McCoy working against harm. Bounce pass over to Powell, top of the key. Now coming down the baseline on the far side was Harrison. Whistle.
Foul is on number 20 for the Dreadnoughts.
That is going to be Boydston. That is his fourth foul, shooting 1 and 1. By the way, that puts Pioneer into the bonus. 8 fouls on Pioneer, 7 on Dexter. So Harrison will be shooting 1 and 1. Both teams in the bonus. Harrison bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. First shot good by Harrison. That gives him 7, trying to make it 8. As a 17-point lead, trying to make it an 18-point lead. I believe that would be game high. Harrison spins the ball, dribbles, bends the knees, puts it up. That off the front of the rim, rolls and falls just off the side of the rim. Looked like it was going to go down and then just refused. Here comes Dexter the other direction. That's guide over to Smith. Smith into the near corner, working his way around his arm. Gets it underneath the Boydston. That went off the back of the rim, the front of the rim. Here comes Pioneer. 6:40 left to go. Pioneer with the 36-19 lead. Into the near corner for Tyson McCoy. Now on the near wing, Houston McCoy. It's it over into the far corner. Powell for 3. That one just a little too strong. Houston McCoy trying to corral the rebound, and that will go out of bounds, and a whistle. As that looked like that was on Smith. Smith gets his second foul. 8 fouls on Pioneer, 8 fouls on Dexter. That'll put Houston McCoy to the line, shooting 1 and 1. First basket put up by McCoy off the front of the rim, pulled down, rebound by Dexter. Richards with it. Dexter coming down the far sideline. 6:23 left to go. Right to the free throw line. That put up, rolls around, wouldn't go down for Arnett. Here comes Pioneer the other direction with the 36-19 lead. Underneath to Harrison. Harrison up off the glass and in. Harrison with 9 points. Pioneer 38. Dexter 19. 6:03 left to go. Quickly ahead, Dexter dishes it off into the far corner. Boydston with it there. Boydston gets it over to Arnett. That went off the underside of the rim. Over, traveling on Pioneer. That will go, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Go back over to Dexter. 5:53 left to go here in the fourth. 19-point lead by Pioneer. Pioneer has them doubled up 38-19 right now. Inbounding, Rickner has it, gets it over to Snyder. Snyder back and put up for three, wouldn't go down. Houston McCoy trying to get it. That'll be a jump ball as he got tied up by Richards. And ball pointing. That's going to be Dexter's ball. As Meeker trying to get it inbounded for Dexter into the near corner. Snyder comes into the paint, puts it off glass on the near side, pulled down by Lee. Here comes Pioneer with a 19-point lead into the near corner. Tyson McCoy thought about it with 5:35 left to go. Now Harrison sends it over to Powell, just off of the top of the key. Powell gets a screen coming down the near side of the paint. Bounce pass. Harrison puts it up for three. That off the rim. Pulled down. Collision underneath, just on the near side of the basket. Snyder went down. Pioneer with the ball. They will inbound, baseline right, gets it over to Lee. Lee over to Tyson McCoy on the far wing. Tyson McCoy coming into the paint, puts it up off glass, just a little too strong. Dexter the other direction. 5:14 left to go, out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball as Snyder stepped on the far sideline. It's Pioneer with the lead, 5:12 left to go. They have the 38-19 lead. Lee comes down the far baseline trying to get it. That knocked away. Rebound by Dexter as Rickner comes down the far sideline for the Dreadnoughts. Rickner trying to make it into the paint, puts it up underhand. That will be a foul.
Pioneer foul for 24. Amir Lee.
So Lee picks up his first foul. That is the 9th on Pioneer. One more, and that will put Dexter into the double bonus. Rickner to the line. First shot is up, off the front of the rim, falls off to the side. He was in the act of shooting, so that will be 2 shots. More comes in for Dexter. Replaces Boydston. Rickner with one more shot coming. 4:58 left to go here in the fourth. That one is good. Rickner with 6 points. Pioneer 38-20 for Dexter. Powell quickly ahead. That tipped out of bounds. Last off of Dexter. Pioneer keep the ball with 4:54 left to go. As that inbounded, Harrison has it just over half court. Harrison coming down on the near wing, trying to get it over to Houston McCoy. That picked up. Here comes Rickner the other direction for Dexter. Rickner into the far elbow. Three-pointer put up off the rim. Pulled down as Meeker took that three-point shot. Lee with the rebound for Pioneer. Lee gets it over to Tyson McCoy. 4:34 left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer with the 18-point lead, 38-20. Tyson McCoy, bounce pass underneath the lead, just on the near side of the paint. Lee moves it over to Houston McCoy. Houston McCoy up off the glass. Little too strong, but the foul, as that is going to be on number 10. That'll be Moore. He picks up his first foul. 9 fouls on Pioneer, 9 fouls on Dexter. Next foul for either team, and that'll put the other team in the double bonus. Houston McCoy to the line. He is shooting 2. Houston McCoy bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. Houston McCoy with 5 points, looking to make it 6, trying to get it back. He can make it a 20-point lead. The next shot is up off the rim, pulled down. 19-point lead for Pioneer, 39-20. Tie up underneath. That is going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points Pioneer's way. So 5:19 left to go here in the fourth. 39-20. Pioneer with the lead. Into the far corner for Houston McCoy. Tyson McCoy has that knocked away by Rickener. Pioneer to inbound right in front of Coach DeWolf. Powell has it. Powell bounce pass. Now racing in. Houston McCoy puts up a finger roll. That falls off the rim to the far side. Now here comes Dexter as Rickener brings it over half court. 4:08 left to go here in the fourth. Rickener picks it up. Kicks it over to Meeker. Meeker back over to Rickener. Rickener gets it. And that moved over to Moore on the near wing. Three-pointer as that is up and in by Meeker. Meeker with his first points of the game. That makes it 39-23, 16-point lead for Pioneer. Harrison has it. Bounce pass over to Powell for Pioneer. 39-23, Pioneer with the lead. 3:40 left to go. Screen for Powell. Powell comes into the paint, puts it up, off the rim, pops out. Now coming down the near wing. Here comes Rickener. Rickener down the near sideline for Dexter. Rickener comes down the baseline, puts it up. That put up by Richards off the front of the rim, pulled down by Pioneer. 3:20 left to go. Over half court comes Harrison for Pioneer. Down the near side of the paint, kicks it all the way back to Powell on the far wing. 3:11 left to go. Powell comes top of the key. 39-23, Pioneer with the lead. Powell puts it up, puts it in. Basket should count, and he has an opportunity going to the line. That is going to be Snyder's first foul. 10 fouls on Dexter. That puts Pioneer into the double bonus. They'll be shooting 2 for the next 3 minutes and 4 seconds left. As Mezzago comes in for Pioneer, Al Kakani comes in for Pioneer, as well as Blair. And shot by Powell. Up and good. Old-fashioned three-point play for Powell. He leads all scorers with 42-23. Pioneer with a 19-point lead. Bringing ahead Meeker for Dexter. Gets it off over into the near corner. Snyder puts up a three-pointer. That off the tip of the far rim. Clayton with it there, trying to put it underneath as Blair. And to guard that three-point shot there by Moore, pulled down by Dexter into the far corner. Chasing it was Meeker. Now racing down the baseline, that put up. Meeker puts it in as Meeker has 5 points. 42-25. Pioneer with a 17-point lead. Harrison quickly up the other direction. He is fouled underneath the basket as he drove the lane, went for a finger rolling. Got fouled. So Clayton picks up his first foul. Harrison to the line, shooting 2. First one is up and good for Harrison. Harrison with 10 points, trying to make it 11. He can get it back to a 19-point game. Is coming in now, Padu Padu on the far side of the paint. Also coming in, Gary. And ball up and in. As that sunk, and now Harrison comes out. He has 11 points, 44-25. Pioneer with a 19-point lead. Dexter bringing it ahead. Brush has it. Rink picks him up just over half court. Brush puts it into the near corner as Meeker works his way around. Gets it back over to Moore. Moore hands it off over to Brush. Brush comes into the paint. That pulled up. Now fired the other direction. Padu Padu gets it over to McVicker. McVicker has that knocked away. Dexter going the other direction. McVicker providing full court pressure as Brush comes over half court for the Dreadnoughts. 1 minute, 55 seconds left to go. Three-pointer from the far corner. That goes high. Rebound by Gary. Over to McVicker for Pioneer. McVicker over to Mezzago on the far wing. Underneath the Padu Padu. Padu Padu has it. Now that is going to be a jump ball. That'll go over to the Dreadnoughts. 1 minute, 39 seconds left to go. Here in the fourth, 44-25. Pioneer with the 19-point lead. As Brush brings it over half court for the Dreadnoughts. Moves it over to Moore. Now Moore gets it over to Clayton in the far wing. Underneath, up and in by Clayton. Clayton with his first points of the game. 44 to 27, Pioneer with the 17-point lead. As out of bounds, that will go over to Dexter as violation on the baseline for Pioneer. As Meeker gets it in, Moore had it, that tipped away. Now Skies down to McVicker. McVicker trying to hold it in as the pass just a little too strong for him. He'll go out of bounds. Dexter with the ball, 1 minute, 14 seconds left to go. 17-point lead for Pioneer, 44 to 27. As Brush has it, just off the top of the key and fired it over on the far side, trying to move it over to Snyder. That goes out of bounds. Pioneer to inbound Medzago. Right in front of the Dexter bench. 1 minute, 5 seconds left to go. Now bringing it ahead. Here comes Rink over half court. Rink picked up there by Meeker. Over to McVicker for Pioneer. That tipped away. That'll go out of bounds. Pioneer will inbound right on the near sideline. 52.7 seconds left to go. McVicker right in front of us gets it over to Rink. Rink works his way over half court. Rink working out there against Meeker. Meeker steals it away for Dexter. Meeker loses that on the ground. Here comes Medzago the other direction. Medzago into the paint, puts it up and in. Medzago with his first points of the game. He has 2. That makes it a 19-point lead, 46 to 27. Pioneer with the lead with 28 seconds left to go. In the fourth, Bush races down the near side of the paint for Dexter, puts it up and puts it in. Bush with 4 points for the Dreadnoughts, 46 to 29. Pioneer up by 17, 14 seconds left to go here in the fourth. As Rink has it just inside of half court, 8 seconds left to go. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that will do it as the junior varsity squad wins for Pioneer 46 to 29. Up next will be the varsity squads playing against each other. Dexter versus Pioneer, leading all scorers. Mike Capel had 20 points for Pioneer, 11 points for Harrison, 5 points for Houston McCoy, 5 points for Al Kikani, 2 points for Lee, 2 points for Medzago, and 1 for Tyson McCoy. On the other side, 6 for Rickener, 4 for Smith, 5 for Meeker, 4 for Bush, 2 for Harm, 2 for Boydston, and 4 for Keeler. We will have the varsity game up next. That'll be in about 14 minutes as we'll stop this one and start that broadcast. Also, Pioneer women's hockey comes up at 7:30 as well. Thank you. Have a great rest of your evening. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman.